The world does not crown people by accident. Power does not fall into weak hands by mistake. Strength does not rise from doubt. Everything that stands tall in life stands on one thing first: belief. Not loud belief, not fake belief, not empty words in the mirror, real belief that settles deep in the body. The kind that changes posture, the kind that slows your walk, the kind that quiets your voice and sharpens your eyes. That belief is not something you borrow. It is something you build inside yourself, layer by layer, action by action, thought by thought, decision by decision. A person who truly believes in their own value does not beg for space in the world. They take it calmly. They move through rooms without noise. They do not compete for attention. They do not chase approval. They do not shrink to make others feel safe. They stand firm, not because they are arrogant, but because they are settled inside themselves. Unshakable belief begins when you stop waiting for permission to feel important. No one in this world hands out certificates that say you matter. No one comes to announce your worth. People who rise decide first. They decide that their presence has weight. They decide that their voice matters. They decide that their time is valuable. They decide that their future deserves discipline. This decision is quiet and happens alone. It happens in moments when nobody is watching. In the morning when you wake up tired and still move forward. At night when your mind wants comfort and you choose growth. In small choices that shape identity. This is how belief is formed, not through speeches, not through slogans, through repeated behavior that proves to your own mind that you can be trusted. A person who does not trust himself will always seek validation from others. A person who trusts himself walks differently. There is no rush in his body, no panic in his voice, no hunger for attention, no fear in his silence. He knows who he is even when nobody is clapping. He knows his direction even when the road feels empty. This kind of belief does not come from fantasy. It comes from evidence. Every promise you keep to yourself becomes proof. Every discipline you hold becomes strength. Every excuse you refuse becomes confidence. Every hard choice builds inner authority. Over time, your mind stops questioning your ability. Your body stops reacting to fear. Your energy becomes stable. Your presence becomes calm. People feel it without you speaking. Most people destroy their own belief by speaking against themselves every day. They talk themselves into weakness. They repeat failure stories. They rehearse fear. They replay loss. They train their mind to expect small results. This creates a quiet prison, a cage made of thoughts. A person trapped in that cage may smile, but inside they feel small. They doubt their future. They doubt their worth. They doubt their direction. Unshakable belief begins when you stop feeding that inner voice that weakens you, not with fake positivity, with discipline in thinking. You choose what thoughts stay. You choose what stories you repeat. You choose what identity you reinforce. You stop describing yourself as broken. You stop calling yourself unlucky. You stop building a self-image based on past pain. The past is not your ruler. It is your lesson. Your future is built from who you decide to become now. Real belief does not make noise. It creates stability. It shows in how you respond to pressure. When stress comes, you do not fall apart. When chaos rises, you stay steady. When people test you, you remain controlled. This control becomes your power. Emotional discipline is a form of strength few people develop. Most people react. They speak too fast. They explain too much. They defend too often. They seek comfort in approval. A person with inner belief does not rush to prove himself. He lets time speak. He lets actions speak. He lets results speak. He understands that respect grows from consistency, not performance. The mind follows the image you hold of yourself. If you see yourself as weak, you will move weak. If you see yourself as capable, you will act capable. If you see yourself as small, you will live small. The image you carry inside becomes your reality. That image must be rebuilt with intention. You train it by how you sit, how you walk, how you speak, how you handle pressure, how you respond to disrespect, how you treat your own time. These details shape identity. Identity shapes destiny. A person who believes he belongs at the top does not behave like someone who is lost. His body language is calm, his words are measured, his reactions are controlled, his focus is sharp, his energy is steady. Unshakable belief also comes from solitude, not loneliness but silence, time alone with your thoughts, time away from noise, time away from opinions, time away from distraction. In silence, you learn who you are, you learn what you value. You learn what you tolerate. You learn what you refuse. Silence builds clarity. Clarity builds confidence. Confidence builds authority. Authority builds influence. Influence builds power. This is a natural order. It cannot be rushed. It cannot be faked. It must be lived. A person with deep belief does not need to dominate conversations. He does not interrupt. He does not compete for attention. He does not rush to speak. He listens more than he talks. He observes. He studies people. He understands patterns. He reads behavior. He learns motives. He gains advantage through awareness. This awareness makes him calm. Calm becomes his strength. In a loud world, calm becomes intimidating. Not because it is aggressive, but because it is rare. Your belief must be stronger than your emotions. Emotions change daily. Belief must remain stable. Some days you feel tired. Some days you feel unsure. Some days you feel heavy, but your standards must not change. Your discipline must not change. Your direction must not change. Inner belief means you move even when motivation disappears. You act even when confidence feels low. You stay consistent even when results are slow. This consistency builds inner respect. You begin to respect yourself. When you respect yourself, others feel it. You do not become powerful by thinking about power. You become powerful by mastering yourself, your habits, your reactions, your time, your focus, your discipline, your emotions, your speech, your energy. This mastery creates inner stability. Inner stability creates presence. Presence creates influence. Influence creates authority. Authority creates power. This is the natural path. It starts inside. It always starts inside. The world tests belief through pressure, through delay, through rejection, through silence, through loss, through uncertainty. These tests reveal who you are, not who you pretend to be. A weak belief collapses under pressure. A strong belief becomes calm under pressure. A person with unshakable belief does not see obstacles as signs to stop. He sees them as training. He understands that strength grows through resistance. He understands that patience builds endurance. He understands that discipline builds identity. He understands that struggle builds structure. Nothing is wasted. Everything becomes fuel. You are not here to live small. You are not here to blend in. You are not here to beg for approval. You are not here to shrink. You are here to rise in your own way, in your own time, in your own structure. This begins with belief, not the loud kind, the quiet kind, the kind that shows in your habits, the kind that shapes your choices, the kind that controls your reactions, the kind that guides your discipline, the kind that builds your future. Unshakable belief is built when you become someone you can trust, when you keep your word to yourself, when you respect your time, when you protect your focus, when you guard your energy, when you refuse to live distracted, when you refuse to live weak, when you refuse to live small. This is not about pride. This is about identity. This is about self-respect. This is about inner order. Once belief becomes part of your nature, nothing outside can shake you. Praise does not inflate you. Criticism does not break you. Loss does not destroy you. Delay does not stop you. Noise does not confuse you. Pressure does not control you. You become stable, calm, focused, grounded. People feel safe around your presence. Others feel challenged by your discipline. Some feel uncomfortable with your growth. That is natural. Growth creates distance. Strength creates separation. You are not here to be liked by everyone. You are here to become someone strong enough to lead your own life, someone stable enough to stand alone, someone disciplined enough to rise without noise, someone focused enough to build without distraction, someone grounded enough to stay calm in chaos. This is unshakable belief, not confidence for the crowd, not motivation for applause, not words for performance. Belief that lives in behavior, belief that shapes identity, belief that builds destiny. Carry yourself as someone who belongs at the top of your own life, not above others, but above weakness, above fear, above doubt, above distraction, above excuses, above chaos, above small thinking, above emotional noise. This is where power begins. Inside, silent, steady, strong, unbreakable. There is a difference between wanting the top and moving like you already belong there. Wanting creates hunger. Moving creates authority. Hunger is loud, authority is calm. Hunger rushes, authority slows down. Hunger asks for space. Authority takes space without force. The world responds to movement, not desire. People do not follow dreams. They follow presence. They follow certainty. They follow energy that feels grounded and stable. A person who moves like they belong does not wait for approval. He does not ask for permission. He does not shrink when others enter the room. He does not change himself to fit the space. He adapts, but he never lowers himself. His body speaks before his mouth does. His presence arrives before his words. His calm creates attention. Belonging at the top is not about position. It is about posture. It is not about money. It is about mindset. It is not about titles. It is about identity. People at the top do not act rushed. They do not act desperate. They do not act uncertain. They do not act nervous. They move with calm control. They move with clear direction. They move with purpose in their steps and stillness in their mind. Their energy is not scattered. Their focus is not broken. Their presence is not weak. This is something you build, not something you pretend. Movement reveals belief. The way you walk into a place shows how you see yourself. The way you sit shows your inner confidence. The way you speak shows your self-respect. The way you listen shows your control. The way you react shows your power. Everything is communication. Even silence speaks. Even stillness sends a message. Even calm sends a signal. People read energy before they hear words. They feel certainty before they understand. A person who belongs at the top does not rush to prove himself. He does not speak fast. He does not explain too much. He does not fill silence with noise. He allows space. He allows pauses. He allows silence to work for him. Silence creates weight. Silence creates attention. Silence creates authority. Noise creates confusion. Noise creates weakness. Noise creates distraction. Calm creates control. Moving like you belong also means controlling your reactions. Emotional reactions expose insecurity. Overreactions reveal fear. Defensive behavior shows doubt. A person who feels secure does not argue often. He does not react quickly. He does not get pulled into drama. He does not get dragged into chaos. He stays composed. He stays steady. He stays focused. This makes others unsure how to test him. This makes others careful around him. This creates respect. Your body language trains your mind. If you move small, your mind feels small. Ditafi is strength, honest strength. If you move with strength, your mind grows stronger. Straight posture creates confidence. Slow movements create control. Calm breathing creates stability. Eye contact creates presence. Stillness creates authority. These are not tricks, these are habits. Habits shape identity. Identity shapes destiny. People who rise do not wait to feel ready. They move ready. Readiness is created by action, not thought. Confidence grows through movement. Certainty grows through experience. Authority grows through consistency. You do not wake up powerful. You become powerful by how you live, by how you show up, by how you handle pressure, by how you treat your time, by how you respect your focus, by how you protect your energy. Moving like you belong also means you stop trying to impress people. You stop chasing approval. You stop performing for attention. You stop adjusting yourself to fit in. You stop lowering your standards to feel accepted. You stop seeking comfort in validation. You become comfortable in your own presence. You become stable in your own skin. This stability changes how people treat you. They sense it, they feel it, they respond to it. A person who belongs does not compete in noise. He competes in consistency. He does not chase attention. He builds value. He does not chase recognition. He builds results. He does not chase applause. He builds respect. Over time, people notice, not because he demands it, but because his presence stands out. Calm always stands out in chaos. Control always stands out in disorder. Discipline always stands out in distraction. Moving like you belong also means choosing where you go and where you do not go. Not every space deserves your energy. Not every conversation deserves your time. Not every conflict deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your response. Selective focus is power. Strategic silence is power. Controlled access is power. Distance is power. When people cannot read you easily, they respect you more. When people cannot pull you into chaos, they trust your stability. Your daily behavior must match the life you want. If you want power, live disciplined. If you want influence, live focused. If you want authority, live controlled. If you want respect, live structured. If you want stability, live consistent. Movement builds identity. Identity builds reputation. Reputation builds position. The top is not a place, it is a mindset. It is a way of being. It is a standard you live by. It is a level of self-respect you refuse to drop. It is the way you treat your time, the way you treat your body, the way you treat your mind, the way you treat your work, the way you treat your silence, the way you treat your focus. All of it matters. People who belong at the top do not beg for opportunities. They prepare for them. They do not chase doors. They build skills. They do not complain about obstacles. They learn from them. They do not waste energy on excuses. They invest energy in discipline. Their growth is quiet. Their progress is steady. Their direction is clear. Moving like you belong also means respecting yourself in private, not just in public. How you live alone matters. How you treat yourself matters. How you manage your habits matters. How you manage your discipline matters. How you manage your thoughts matters. Self-respect in private becomes confidence in public. Discipline in silence becomes power in noise. People who rise do not rely on motivation. They rely on structure. They rely on habits. They rely on routine. They rely on discipline. Motivation fades. Structure remains. Emotion changes. Discipline stays, energy shifts, standards remain. This is how real power is built. Your presence should feel grounded. Your energy should feel calm. Your movement should feel controlled. Your voice should feel steady. Your actions should feel intentional. This creates a natural authority that people respect without being told to. Influence grows when people feel safe around your stability and challenged by your discipline. You are not here to chase the top. You are here to become the kind of person the top accepts naturally, not because of luck, not because of noise, not because of attention, but because of presence, because of stability, because of control, because of discipline. Move through life like you belong where you are going, not in arrogance, not in pride, but in calm certainty, in quiet confidence. in controlled energy, in disciplined action, in focused direction. When your movement changes, the world responds. When your presence shifts, people notice. When your energy stabilizes, respect grows. When your standards rise, your life rises. This is how belonging is built, not by asking, not by waiting, not by hoping, but by becoming, by moving, by living, by embodying the level you seek, by making your daily behavior match your highest vision, by making your habits reflect your future, by making your identity align with your destiny. The world does not give the top to those who want it. It gives it to those who move like they already belong there. Inferiority thinking is the quietest prison in the world. It has no walls, no chains, no guards, yet it traps more people than any force ever could. It lives in the mind, it grows in silence, it shapes behavior without permission. It tells you to stay small. It tells you to wait. It tells you that others are better. It tells you that you are behind. It tells you that you are not ready. It tells you that your voice is not important. It tells you that your presence is not needed. It tells you that your future should be limited. Most people never question this voice. They accept it, they live under it, they build their lives around it, and slowly they shrink into it. Refusing inferiority thinking is not about pretending you are perfect. It is about refusing to live beneath your potential. It is about refusing to see yourself as less than others. It is about refusing to accept a low self-image. It is about rejecting the idea that someone else deserves more life than you do. Every human breath has value. Every mind has potential. Every person has the ability to grow. The difference is not talent. The difference is mindset. Some people train their mind to expand. Others train their mind to shrink. Inferiority thinking starts early. It comes from comparison. It comes from rejection. It comes from criticism. It comes from failure. It comes from being ignored. It comes from being underestimated. Over time, these experiences build a story about who you are, a story about what you deserve, a story about what you can achieve. If you never challenge that story, it becomes your identity. You begin to live inside it. You make choices based on it. You limit yourself because of it. You doubt yourself because of it. You avoid growth because of it. Fusing inferiority thinking begins with awareness. You start noticing your inner language, the way you speak to yourself, the way you describe your future, the way you describe your ability, the way you explain your failures, the way you view success. If your inner voice constantly puts you down, your life will follow that. Your mind is a builder. It builds whatever you feed it. Weak thoughts create weak behavior. Strong thoughts create strong behavior. People who live in inferiority thinking avoid responsibility. They avoid leadership. They avoid risk. They avoid pressure. They avoid visibility. They stay in comfort zones that feel safe but slowly suffocate growth. They choose familiar pain over unfamiliar growth. They settle for small lives because small feels safe, but safety without growth becomes a cage. Comfort without purpose. Refusing this mindset means choosing to stand mentally equal to anyone you meet. Not above, not below. Equal. No one is born more human than you. No one breathes better air than you. No one has more right to life than you. Positions, money, titles, status, followers, attention, all of that is external. It does not define human value. Inner strength does, discipline does, character does, focus does, integrity does, self-respect does. A person who refuses inferiority thinking does not worship other people. He learns from them, but he does not bow to them. He respects success, but he does not feel smaller around it. He studies strong people, but he does not feel weak around them. He sees power as something to learn, not something to fear. He sees growth as something to pursue, not something to avoid. Inferiority thinking makes people quiet when they should speak. It makes them invisible when they should be present. It makes them passive when they should act. It makes them hesitant when they should move. It makes them doubt when they should decide. It weakens their posture. It softens their voice. It lowers their standards. It reduces their ambition. It narrows their vision. Refusing it changes everything. Your body language changes. Your energy changes. Your presence changes. Your decisions change. Your standards change. You stop waiting to be chosen. You choose yourself. You stop asking if you are allowed. You act as if you belong. You stop shrinking in strong rooms. You stand firm. You stop lowering your voice. You speak clearly. You stop apologizing for existing. You take space without guilt. This does not make you arrogant. It makes you grounded. Arrogance is loud. Security is calm. Pride needs attention. Confidence needs nothing. A grounded person does not need to dominate. He does not need to show off. He does not need to impress. He simply exists fully in his own worth. Inferiority thinking also affects how you accept treatment. When you feel small, you accept disrespect, you accept neglect. You accept being ignored, you accept being undervalued, you accept being used, you accept being dismissed. Refusing inferiority thinking changes your boundaries. You stop tolerating behavior that drains you. You stop accepting spaces that limit you. You stop staying where you are not respected. You protect your dignity. You protect your energy. You protect your time. People treat you how you treat yourself. If you see yourself as small, the world will agree. If you see yourself as valuable, the world will adjust. This is not magic. This is psychology. Behavior signals value, energy signals worth, presence signals importance, boundaries signals self-respect. Refusing inferiority thinking also means you stop comparing paths. Everyone has a different timeline, different struggles, different battles, different advantages, different burdens. Comparison creates false pressure. False pressure creates anxiety. Anxiety creates paralysis. Paralysis creates stagnation. You stay stuck while watching others move. This creates bitterness. Bitterness poisons growth. Focus on your lane. Focus on your direction. Focus on your discipline. Focus on your habits. Focus on your progress. Focus on your standards. Focus on your structure. Growth is personal. Power is personal. Identity is personal. Destiny is personal. A person who refuses inferiority thinking does not need approval to move forward. He does not need support to begin. He does not need applause to continue. He does not need validation to grow. He becomes self-driven, self-directed, self-disciplined, self-controlled. This independence becomes strength. This strength becomes stability. This stability becomes influence. Your mind must be trained to see yourself as capable, not perfect, capable, able to learn, able to grow, able to adapt, able to improve, able to rise. This belief changes your behavior. You try more. You risk more. You move more. You learn more. You build more. You grow more. Inferiority thinking tells you to hide. Refusing it teaches you to stand. Inferiority thinking tells you to wait. Refusing it teaches you to act. Inferiority thinking tells you to doubt. Refusing it teaches you to decide. Inferiority thinking tells you to follow. Refusing it teaches you to lead your own life. You are not here to live in the shadow of others. You are not here to build their dreams. You are not here to shrink your vision. You are not here to silence your voice. You are not here to bury your potential. You are here to rise into who you are meant to become. Refusing inferiority thinking is a daily practice. It shows in your habits. It shows in your discipline. It shows in your focus. It shows in your posture. It shows in your voice. It shows in your boundaries. It shows in your standards. It shows in your choices. Some days fear will appear. Some days doubt will rise. Some days weakness will speak. That is human. Power is not the absence of fear. Power is the refusal to obey it. Strength is not the absence of doubt. Strength is the decision to move anyway. You do not need to feel superior to anyone. You only need to refuse feeling inferior to anyone. Stand as your equal, walk as your equal, speak as your equal, live as your equal. Grow as your equal, build as your equal, learn as your equal. Your life expands when your self-image expands. Your future grows when your belief grows. Your power rises when your standards rise. Your influence increases when your discipline increases. Everything begins in the mind. Refuse the small voice. Refuse the weak story. Refuse the limited identity. Refuse the low expectations. Refuse the narrow future. Refuse the small vision. Refuse the fear-based thinking. Refuse the doubt-based living. Choose strength in thought. Choose discipline in action. Choose clarity in direction. Choose growth in habits. Choose structure in life. Choose stability in emotion. Choose power in silence. This is how a person rises without noise. This is how a person grows without approval. This is how a person builds without permission. This is how a person comes without asking, not above others, not below others, grounded, stable, equal, strong, focused, unshaken, unmoved, unbreakable. Refuse inferiority thinking, and your life will stop shrinking. It will start expanding, slowly, steadily, powerfully, permanently.